How did you find out she was an informant?
How I found out, Cuffy daughter, Tamara hit me on Instagram and was like, Uncle Meech a rat. And that's how it all started. And I was like, whoa, you can't say that. I'm like, you gotta have some paperwork to be supporting shit like that. And then she just, went on to start to like, all right, I'm gonna send you some stuff. And then she sent it, start sending it. And that was it. Damn, I done lost the blunt anyway. Oh, no, I did. And that's how it started, bro. And then one time she called me back probably a few months later. No, this is how the day I found out. She called me and was like, she called my phone and was like, do you know somebody named Tammy Cowins? And I was like, so that fucked me up when she just said the name. I'm like, yeah. Why you say that? She like, oh, because that's the informant on my daddy case. I'm like, what? She was like, yep, somebody named Tammy Cowins. And then boom. From there, that's when I knew that Tammy, that's the first time that I heard that Tammy was an informant, but I still didn't have the paperwork on it. I didn't see where they put Tammy on the stand and I could see that she was an informant until that motion came out, that 35-page motion came out that summarizes everything that happened. That's when I first saw it no, it ain't. No, I saw it I'm lying. I seen it in 2014. The first time when she sent me the first paperwork, it's in there. Yeah, the first paperwork in 2014 I got, it's in there, but it just was looking like Tammy set Meech up. So then we ain't know shit, like we ain't know what's going on, and then Meech was in the hole, wasn't nobody talking to him. He was in the hole forever, but so couldn't nobody talk to him for so long. Then I started talking to him again, and by that time, wasn't even really talking about that shit no more because he didn't get arrested, and he was on the indictment. So at the beginning, Meech was on the indictment, bro. He was a part of it. Like the first paperwork, he was a part of it. He was named a co-conspirator, but he didn't get arrested, and then so much time had passed. I don't know, bro. I just probably went on with my life and wasn't even thinking about that shit. I'm telling y'all, I don't be giving too much thought after a while, bro, about other people's shit. Like, for real. Because especially it was looking like she was trying to set him up. It wasn't showing like he did it. So we was all like, bro, that bitch. In the circle, we like, bro, that bitch. And then couple just like, bro, he wouldn't write a letter or come to court or something and say something on Cuff's behalf, or some court say he can't do it or some shit. I'm like, well, I don't understand none of that shit. And then that paperwork hit, and it told a whole story, bro, and it plugged so many gaps in, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I followed that from what I knew from what they just kept releasing. And then all the way at the end, bro, like once they released Big Dog, they had to redo his pre-sentence report because they changed his time, okay? So when you first go to prison, they do a pre-sentence investigation and then you get a report. So that's what people be going to the yard with. Boom, look, this is my work, this is my paperwork. Well, it show you, if you got down, it show you what you did. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to hit the yard with that clean PSR. Now, that PSR that dude had was clean for a long time while he was in prison until, I guess, a few years, until whenever it wasn't no more. A lot of years, for real, the PSR was clean because it wasn't nothing to change it. Now, it showed up on there, the downward departure 5K1. It showed up on the PSR, and the only way that you could see it is because they redid the PSR when they did let him out, because they gave him time off. So they had to redo his sentence that they had already, you know what I'm saying, did in the report. It was already done. So to redo it, they got to go show what he got, that CARES Act or whatever it is that actually got him out. And then it showed, yes, he got it at the computation at the end, and then it showed how much time it take the 360 to life off and do this and do that, and then they end up kicking him out. But then by them redoing it, they're giving you a new copy of it. And on the new copy, it got the 5K1 sitting up there, but the computation got a no at the end because he wasn't awarded it. So it say no on the 5K1 attempt because I guess the Tammy, the agents and all the shit. So they didn't get cuffed on that case. So then nobody get convicted from that case. So he didn't get awarded the 5K1, but he still got awarded later on, some years later, the CARES Act, I believe it is, or whatever it is. If I'm wrong, don't quote me. But yeah, it is what it is, bro. Like, it don't even matter for real. Like, it just facts. Like, that's what my thing be like. We're gonna be on the internet talking, at least let's put some facts out there for people to grab on and go figure out. And don't just let people just be running their mouth. Just talking, just, and then people clicking, because these niggas just talking with a screenshot. They talking.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.